Okay, I call to order this regular scheduled meeting of the 34th City Council for February 25th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Just a quick reminder, anyone in the audience that has any cell phone communication devices, please just silence them as to not disturb the meeting. Oh, that's the mayor? Yeah. All right, at this time, Mr. Clerk, can we have the roll?
Councilmember Enos. Councilmember Hammoud.
Here.
Councilmember Abraham.
Here.
Councilmember Paris.
Here.
Councilmember Al Sawafi.
Here.
Councilmember Herrick.
Here.
Council President Sereni.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. At this time, I'd like to turn the meeting over to Councilman Ken Paris. Ken?
Thank you, Council President. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you. It's my honor this evening to introduce Reverend Monica Ola of the Help Is Near Missionary Ministry Church, who will deliver tonight's invocation. I invite all that are able to please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Thank you. Let us pray. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, maker of everything. We say thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for your grace, your mercy, and thank you for your abundant watch care over us. It's always an honor and privilege to stand before Dearborn City Council, an amazing team of leaders. Father, continue your hand of blessings upon this body who without hesitation choose to elect you first as head before tonight's business. May tonight's agenda meet its goal. And if by chance any discussion is warranted, may your wisdom be the strength we follow to guide our discussions. Lord, may the citizens of Dearborn trust that equity, justice, and fairness be practiced both among Dearborn citizens and among our leaders. And as always, Father, please place a generous hedge of protection over our families during our absence. Now may harmony, patience, respect, and peace hover over us, for we are better together. So let it be written, so let it be done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Clerk, can we have the first item?
Item number 4, resolution by Council President Sereni, supported unanimously, acknowledging Corporal Derek Sturtevant and Mr. Al Jailahawi, Mohammed Jailahawi, on performing life-saving measures during a critical accident and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. On January 26, 2025, around 1:30 in the morning, the police and fire were dispatched to an area around southbound Southfield South of Ford Road for a multi-car vehicle accident. Corporal Derek Sturtevant was the first officer on the scene and was flagged down by Mr. Mohammed Al-Jahawi, who is a good Samaritan with extensive background in police, in education, in law enforcement and training, who stopped to assist this individual in the collision. Mr. Al-Jahawi had attempted to use a makeshift tourniquet prior to Corporal Sturtevant's arrival. Together, they applied a department-issue tourniquet to the driver's left leg to stop the blood loss. Both Mr. Al-Jahawi and the Corporal Sturtevant remained with the driver until the fire personnel arrived to take the care over. According to the medical personnel, placing the tourniquet on the driver's leg saved his life. It is in great honor that the 34th Dearborn City Council recognized the heroic actions of both Mohammed Al-Jahawi and Corporal Sturtevant for their responsiveness and their commitment to our community. I'd like to congratulate you all, both. At this time, we have 2 citations. What we're going to do is take a moment to come down as the council to get you up individually and together. And I know that we have the fire chief and police chief here also to present you some certifications and documents as well. Councilman Al-Sawafi?
Thank you, Council President. Yes, I just want to say I've known Mr. Mohammed growing up, and He's been a long life resident of Dearborn, and I've known he worked for the Highland Police Department and Wayne County, and he's constantly involved in nonprofit organizations, and he always puts others ahead of himself. So when I seen his name on this citation, I wasn't surprised that it was Mr. Muhammad who put his safety at risk to save another person's life. So thank you, Mr. Muhammad.
All right, so at this time, we're gonna come down here and present it. Yeah, did you want to make any statement, Chief?
Sure, I think you summarized it very well, Council President, but I just want to emphasize the point that the victim of this collision was very, very seriously injured, almost a completely amputated leg, multiple bone fractures, broken pelvis, broken ribs. I spoke with a trauma surgeon following the surgery, and they reported to me that they wound up giving the maximum amounts of blood possible to this patient. And the only reason that he is alive today and recovering is because of the quick and heroic actions of these two gentlemen. So without their efforts, without them getting that tourniquet on a timely basis, this patient would have definitely bled out and not survived. So he is currently had a few surgeries, and they're hoping, as long as everything that continues goes well, to be discharging him into rehab shortly to recuperate from his injuries, but definitely alive today because of the actions of these two gentlemen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Chief, for that information, especially the follow-up on that, because there is extensive aspect as to how the collision happened, how much damage, but that's a tremendous news. Chief Sheen?
I just would add, I'm incredibly proud of the officer and Mr. El-Howie for, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
There could a lot of cars on the freeway, road conditions were bad, lots of people drove by, but your dad made a decision to get out and help somebody. And in that moment, you save someone's life, and I've been doing this for 27 years, and, you know, there's not many times you're presented with that critical moment where you have the opportunity to do that for somebody. So, again, congratulations, thank you for stepping up and being so admirable, I appreciate it.
Excellent. All right, at this time, we're gonna have the council come down. We're gonna get the two gentlemen individually and then together. Jackie, have a good one.
Always.
Is everybody in? Gary? You good? All right. Good? Okay, and then can we have corporal, and then we'll have you together. We're gonna have the corporal, let me have the corporal, and then we'll go ahead and then you guys, okay? And then we'll do one with the whole family, we'll try to stretch that lens out. Corporal? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, we're going to come back up, now we're going to get both in here, and then we'll do the family, okay? All right. And then, if the family would like to come forward and step into the photo? Okay, up, yeah, come on. Squeeze your in. Squeeze your in here. Off. Squeeze in as much as you can. There you go. Yeah, it's up front. All right, squeeze in. All right. There's a good shot. All right. So I just want to thank them both again, and it's always great to start the meeting with some great positive news for the community. I know sometimes there's not enough positive news going around, but when you look for the positive news, there is. And this is a tremendous effort. I think the chief summed it up, Chief Shaheen. These actions come very small windows when you have to act, and some people do and have the courage and ability to do so. And as Chief Murray had indicated, this is definitely a life-saving measure, so we do appreciate their service. A unanimous roll shall be attached for that citation. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item number 5 is public comments.
All right, so council rules were enacted to, this term to allow up to 30 minutes of public comment prior to our business items to better serve our residents. If anyone would like to speak to the council, we do have one card up here. There is comment cards on either side. If you would like to just speak without a card, just please raise your hand to be noticed, and we'll have you come up. Kind reminder, there is a 3-minute limitation. And remember, it's regarding city business. So we do have our start time, Mr. Clerk, will be 7:12.
Okay?
And our first one is Abdurrahman Faz.
I stepped out. Got resolved.
Oh, it's already resolved. Okay. Excellent. All right. Anyone else here to address the city council on this public forum? There's another public forum at the end. Okay, hearing and seeing none, Mr. Clerk, we will close at 7:13. Before we move to the consent agenda, are there any items that any member wishes to remove from the consent agenda and discuss individually? Okay, hearing and seeing none, Mr. Clerk, you may proceed.
Item number 6, resolution in need of offer and support, approving all the items of the consent agenda.
Offered by Councilman Enos, supported by Councilwoman Herrick.
Again, approving all the items of the consent agenda and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. May we have the roll call vote?
Councilmember Enos?
Yes.
Councilmember Hamud?
Yes.
Councilmember Abraham?
Yes.
Councilmember Paris?
Yes.
Councilmember El Sawafi?
Yes.
Councilmember Herrick?
Yes.
Council President Sereni?
Yes.
7 yeas, the resolution passes.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next item.
We're going to move to item number 12, resolution by council members Paris and Enos approving the minutes of the previous regular meeting of February 11th, 2025.
Okay, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to these minutes? Hearing and seeing none, a unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 13, ordinance number 25-1838, introduced by Councilmember Hamud. Synopsis, an ordinance to amend the licenses and business regulations chapter 12 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Dearborn by amending Article 7, Division 3, entitled Non-Commercial Soliciting. Resolution by Council members Al Sawafi and Enos to table the ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The city currently requires individuals engaging in non-commercial solicitation, which will be identified as going to house soliciting for money, sale, merchandise, religious, political, or charitable benefits, to obtain a permit and carry identification card. The following time and manner place restrictions as well. The proposed amendment removes the permit and identification requirement for this type of activity to conform with the U.S. Supreme Court precedent regarding First Amendment protected speech. Restrictions regarding time and posting of non-soliciting signs would remain, as well as the hours that are not allowed between 9 p.m. and 9 a.m. The following amendments will be made to numerous sections of Section 12-297 to remove the permit requirements and also to remove the valid aspect of identification as well. Commercial solicitors must still follow time, place, manner restrictions, which are the times that we stated, and also follow the time frame, but also more importantly, if there is a prohibited soliciting at the premises, no soliciting sign, no peddlers, no agents, no canvassing signs at that house, then in any manner, then the occupants of that house do not want it, and then that would be a violation for any canvassers. So this violation of the ordinance is punishable as a misdemeanor. And I know, for me, this has come up many times, Chief has been here, if you'd like to come forward. I was a big proponent of the way we had this in Dearborn. If you go door to door and see in Dearborn, you'll see a lot of no soliciting signs at some people. And those still are true. And I want the chief to speak on it because people coming door to door, trying to sell things or promote things, we have to abide by the law of the U.S. Supreme Court, but there is ways for us to protect our homes if we don't want that. Chief?
Sure, Issa Shaheen, Police Chief. So if you put a no soliciting sign on your front door, then that prevents people that are trying to sell items from knocking on your door and make it illegal if they did such a thing. I think you did outline that there's a difference between somebody might be selling something and we are running a political season. So if you have that sign, people for political reasons can still knock on your door.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, but you're taking a chance on that one.
I'll defer to you, sir.
Yes. No, I do appreciate it, Chief, because, you know, to me, it's always, the door-to-door soliciting is a concern. A lot of times there are safety concerns, and hours of operation are still upheld, which we have, so nothing after 9 PM or nothing before 9 AM. So if any resident understands now the law, we cannot enforce them that they have to have a permit or identification, but what you can do is just make your own sign. It does not have to have a specific aspect of the law is broad on indicating no soliciting, no canvassing, no agents. You can make one yourself, stick it on your door, and that would cover you there. So then if there's an issue, then you can contact the police department.
Yes, sir.
Councilman Herrick?
Just for clarification, you said that people with political messages are allowed to go to a door that says no soliciting, although it might not be in their best interest to approach those doors. But my understanding was also religious, those who were.
Correct.
Okay, I just
Political,
wanted to be
religious,
clear.
yes, they both still can knock on your door.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry? Charitable donations as well, Corporation Council outlined, so.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's everything that I outlined. They
Correct.
can do it, right, and it's for non-commercial soliciting.
Correct.
Right. And in the past, we had a requirement for an identification and a permit. And I used to use that a lot, as you know, because I thought that was very important to keep people from soliciting and things that could come from it. Councilman Hamud?
So why don't we strike the section in 12302 where it says religious, political, and charitable in the next section? It says shall be unlawful, if that's not true either.
I'm sorry, Mr. Romer?
Well, because the case pertains to the permit or the license requirement. The time, place, manner restriction is dealing with the control of a homeowner's premise.
Unlawful.
So right now, our code reads you're required to get a permit or license for non-commercial solicitation.
Yeah, I understood
That's
that.
not permitted for those three purposes.
Yeah, so, but we just discussed how if someone's doing political or religious door-to-door, they get an exception. But the way our rule is written, I understand it, they don't get an exception. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I guess I could go back and verify this, but it's my understanding that the reason 12302 was left alone is because it's a permitted time, place, manner restriction, that the case nullified the license permit requirement, which was taken out of the code.
It says restricted in the heading, not permitted.
The access to premises restricted is saying that if I put a no peddling, no canvas, no solicitation sign on the premise, you have to honor that restriction.
Yeah, but you don't in real life.
Yeah, I think we're crossing the case, my understanding of the case is the permit and license
No,
requirement for
forget the
those.
case. I'm saying while we have this section open anyway, why don't we just update it to all be legal?
We can do that. I mean,
Okay.
I can go back and look at that against the case.
So, I mean,
But
it's-
the case we were speaking of pertained to the permit.
So it's first reading, maybe we can do it on second reading, but okay, that's fine, thank you.
No, I would prefer, if you could, for us to do it on the first reading. That way
Okay.
we can flush it out before second reading.
All right, so I guess I'd offer a
That's final
change
reading.
where we.
Well, yeah, you introduced it.
Yeah, that's
so-
fine. So I'd offer a change where we strike religious, political, and charitable. Shall be unlawful if requested by anyone in control of the premise not to do so, or if there is such a, yeah,
It sounds like it should read canvas, comma, except for.
Right.
yeah, okay, that's
But
fine.
again, I think I understand your concern or your question. Let me go back and look at the case and then provide the appropriate language for the next reading.
Okay.
Okay, Councilman Al Swampy and Councilman Enos, do you have any concern with those? No. All right, so this is first reading, and so our Corporation Council has that language, and we'll see it, make sure Jackie gets corrected in there so we can bring it for the second. All right, this is the first of two readings. Any other questions or concerns? Okay. Mr. Clerk, can we have the first reading?
This is the first reading of ordinance number 25-1838, an ordinance to amend the licenses and business regulations chapter 12 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Dearborn by amending Article 7, Division 3, entitled Non-Commercial Soliciting.
All right, and a natural should be attached unless hearing any objection. So is attached. Next item.
Item 14, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Hamud authorizing to waive certain regulations in the Code of Ordinances and zoning ordinances that govern outdoor dining and hours of operation to support brick and mortar restaurants, coffee houses, card rooms, athletic clubs, and smoking lounges during the Ramadan season through March 31st, 2025, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Modifications are needed to certain ordinance provisions to allow existing brick and mortar restaurants to expand hours of operation and or provide outdoor seating during the Ramadan season through February 28th through March 31st of 2025. To support brick and mortar businesses in providing outdoor seating during this time frame, the council may temporarily modify these ordinances by expanding the outdoor seating time frame of hours of operation of the business and extending it to 3 a.m. The Economic Development Department will coordinate the enforcement and safety concerns, particularly those to emergency and pedestrians access. Immediate effect is being requested. Any questions or comments? Any objection to unanimous roll? Okay, unanimous roll should be attached. Next item.
Item 15, resolution by council members Paris and Enos authorizing the finance director to recognize and appropriate donations in the amount of $11,500 toward the Bet on Dearborn Resource Expo event expenditures to the Economic Development Department and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The Economic Development Department received donations totaling $11,500 from the Arab American Chamber of Commerce, the Commonwealth Group, Access, Goldman Sachs, $10,000, small businesses, and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation towards the Bet on Dearborn Expo event expenditures. The Economic Development Department's second annual Bet on Dearborn Rescue Expo took place in 2024, featuring 45 vendors. These included city teams, nonprofits, community organizations, Chamber of Commerce, and the resource providers, all connecting to empower small businesses by showcasing their services, products, resources, and networking opportunities. The event featured workshops, a local business panel, one-on-one consultation, a youth hub, and networking opportunities with city teams. This year's event will remain the same vendor count and structure, while adding another panel, workshop, a showcase, and an opening reception. It is respectfully requested that the finance director be authorized to recognize and appropriate the donation for the Bet on Dearborn Resource Expo event expenditures with immediate effect. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, any objection to unanimous roll? Look for a good turnout this year. Unanimous roll should be attached. Next item.
Item 16, resolution by council members Paris and Enos awarding a contract to Ampton Build Solutions in the amount of $179,950 for the purchase of 10 hard-sided tent structures at Camp Dearborn and requesting immediate effect.
All right, this is the big deal. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. We should have a screen picture on this whole coming up here. So thank you, Mr. Clerk. The Parks and Recreation Department, in conjunction with purchasing, requests and award a contract to Ampum Build Solutions. Yeah, I got that one. Solutions in the amount of $179,950 for 10 hard-sided green tent structures at Camp Dearborn. There you go. There you go. The green tents at Camp Dearborn were removed from the camp at the end of the 2021 season. These tents were very popular, but they were in very poor condition and required a significant amount of labor and tear down for setup and in the fall, and for tear down in the fall and setup in the spring.
Can you read that sentence one more time?
There you go. The new structure can remain in place year-round and will rent for only $95 per night. Each unit will have a set of bunk beds and a queen bed. Queen bed? That's nice. Small table and chairs, outdoor kitchen, similar to the former green tents, which were so popular for, I don't know, but, let's see, Councilman Abrahamson, the 70s, what do you think?
70s.
70s? Maybe longer. These new structures.
1972 BC.
Yep, these new structures replace an I-roll, which they were in the past. So, all kidding aside, tremendous reinvestment into Camp Dearborn. Every time you see it, more and more. There is some things that people like that are older that are coming back. I've mentioned that last meeting. Some of that stuff put in the closet comes back out later, and it's very popular. It was a very hard time. I know, Mayor, you had a hard time taking down those green tents.
I can comment about it if you like.
I know there was people asking the rec department if they could have fabric from the old tents. That's how much memories they had. So we do appreciate the fact that they're gonna be the same location. We have tenters there. We have the cabins there, and the renting has been popular, and it's becoming more and more popular. So the tenting is more of a group aspect, and I think it's a great idea to bring it back. So I know that there were some questions in the committee of the whole, why we're doing 10, and we got to get it started and see how it works, and hopefully it will last. So we did have this on the last council prior to this administration that we looked at something like this. It wasn't green, it was a corrugated, but the costs just didn't make sense at that time. So we appreciate Parks and Recs for bringing this forward and finding the budgetary aspect for it. Any questions or comments? Mayor?
I think just the comments is, when one of the first decisions the administration made at Camp Dearborn was to, remove the dilapidated, being down, destroyed green tents. And it was really a public health nuisance is what I want to call it. We got people emailing saying they brought their own drill sets to fix them each year, and Jeremy's wires were getting crossed. I had a CTR alt delete on Jeremy because he was, didn't understand that litigation was coming our way. Yep. And so for us, we told folks to have some faith in us. We saw some grant dollars, and we've been able to make significant investments since. And this is just another one of those investments. We're excited that this has come back to IRO. We have 10 of them. I think people will be thrilled that I think we might have the first few opened up, I think I'm not going to give a date because I know council will hold me to it. And so they'll be opened up hopefully by this year. So people will be excited to check them out and hopefully, relive the nostalgia and just an updated green tent without the need to bring in your own drill set. And one that accommodates, I think some of the feedback we got in the tenters was it wasn't as large as the green tents. So this will accommodate, if not more, than what you previously experienced.
Well, thank you, Mayor. We do appreciate that. Any other comments or comments? More to come. All right. Any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Item 17, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Enos acknowledging a donation from the city's towing contractor, J&T Crova, in the amount of $4,750 to cover the full cost of graphics on a police department recruiting vehicle and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. The police department recognizes the importance of recruiting in order to attract the most qualified candidates or police officers for positions. The chief of police recruiting team recently developed a new concept of recruiting vehicle to help the process of attracting a wide variety of qualified candidates. The vehicle itself is a Ford Bronco. Good choice. Already assigned to the training office as part of the Ford Motor Company Cooperative, zero cost to the city of Dearborn. The police department is requesting that the council approve and accept a donation in the amount of $4,750 from the city of Dearborn towing contractor, J&T, how you pronounce that, George?
I said Crova.
Crova, I'll use that, Crova, to cover the entire cost of the graphics of the newly recruiting vehicle concept. The funds will be provided via check directly to the police department for the graphics contractor, upper level graphics, and immediate effect is being requested. Any questions or comments? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 18, resolution by council members Abraham and Paris granting the request of Running Fit Events to conduct the 17th annual Martian Marathon Invasion of Races on Saturday, April 12, 2025, from approximately 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. with assistance from the police department, subject to applicable ordinances and the rules and regulations of the police department, also granting a noise ordinance waiver for the duration of the event and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. The 2025 Martian Marathon marks its 17th year at the event and will be held in Dearborn with the goal of over 4,000 participants. Approval for the event results on temporary closures on Morley Avenue, South Military, West Alexandrian Street, North River Lane, Law Street, South Reginald Street, Cherry Hill Street, Gulf Crest Drive North, and, Gulf Crest Drive and North Brady Road, with minimal disruptions for the neighborhood within the designated run routes. The evasion of races on Saturday, April 12, 2025, subject to all ordinances and rules and regulations of the Dearborn Police Department. It is also requested that the city council waives the noise ordinance to be waived at an immediate effect. This is a great event, folks. It's been going on for years, and it's very, very well run, so we do appreciate that, and does bring people in from all over the place. Councilman Paris?
If I could. Just a little bit of nostalgia here. I happened to be working at the University of Michigan Dearborn when the first event took place, and then the second and the third. After the first event, seeing some of these crazy costumes running through some of the roadways within the university property, U of M Dearborn, I was thinking to myself, this isn't gonna last. And then on top of that, where were we getting the resources to be able to do this? Because on a Saturday, believe it or not, U of M Dearborn, there were a lot of people using the library, and traffic had to be diverted, even though it wasn't all day. But just seeing it now that this is the 17th and going strong, this has been a very good event, and happy to have them doing this in our city. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item number 19, resolution by council members Al Sawafi and Hamud accepting the 2025 Michigan State Police Community-Based Crisis Response Pilot Grant Program in the amount of $483,000 with a local match in the amount of $163,171 to be paid by Access to allow the police department to implement a co-responder program with Access through September 30th, 2028. Also authorizing the finance director to recognize revenue in the amount of $646,171 in the General Fund Police Administration Intergovernmental Revenue State Other Account, and to appropriate funds in the amount of $483,000 to the General Fund Police Administration Public Safety Contractual Services Other Account, and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. This request is made to recognize and appropriate the Michigan State Police grant awarded to Dearborn in the amount of $483,000 with a local match of $163,171 to be paid by Access, Arab Community Center for Economic Development and Social Services. This the agreement will continue through September 2028. This funding will allow the Dearborn Police to implement a co-sponsored program in partnership with Access. A licensed master level practitioner will assist on non-criminal mental health related calls, and a dedicated case manager will provide follow-up services, ensuring cultural sensitivity and trauma information care. This program aims to improve community well-being by reducing law enforcement's role in handling nonviolent mental health, substance abuse, and disability-related issues. It is requested the finance director be authorized to recognize the $646,171 to the Grant Fund Police Administrative Intergovernmental Revenue State and other, and also appropriate $483,000 into the general police fund as well. The contract will be good through September 20th, 2028, and shall be given immediate effect. Chief, if you don't mind on this, I don't know if the mayor might want to speak on this, but I know that this has been going on for a little bit of time.
I've asked her to step up as well.
Okay, yeah.
Ms. Willett helped with the grant. So
Okay.
Your meeting, though, sorry.
No, you're right. No, you're right, Chief. So just state your name for the thing.
Issa Sheen, Chief of Police.
Ray Willett, Director of Philanthropy and Grants.
Yeah, we know you because you bring us the money. We got you. But Chief, I really looking at the funding is phenomenal. Just really how it's been working, because I don't want residents to think that we're having a non-police response. This is something in coordination. I want to make it abundantly clear.
Okay, so the city of Dearborn is employing a co-responder model. And so when we get a phone call of someone in a mental health crisis, we respond when available with the mental health professional in real time.
Excellent.
If in fact he or she's not available in real time, we'll then follow up the next day with the mental health professional to try to provide the resources that that person may need.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure, because there was some, in the past, people would talk about non-response, or,
We don't have
non-police response.
We don't have an unarmed response to mental health calls.
Okay, I just want to make sure, but I think this is great, and the program, I'm sure, has been, I know Access a great community partner.
It's been overwhelmingly successful. I can't overstate the need for a mental health care in the city of Dearborn, or really any community.
Any community, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's been a great program. That mental health professional, council president, also provides training to our officers. We've
Yes.
seen fewer incarcerations, fewer trips to the emergency room, fewer uses of force. And so, yeah, I'm a big proponent of it. I'm very glad for the work that Ms. Willett did to help secure this funding, and I imagine it'll be a success.
Thank you, Chief. Director?
I'd also like to just recognize Ahmad here from Access. He's here in the crowd today.
Oh, excellent.
And just thank them for their partnership and their patience with this. We met pretty regularly over the last couple of months to make sure that this is exactly what both our team was looking to get done and also what the Michigan State Police intended for this grant. But I'm really happy to see that it all worked out.
Yeah, and this is the second or third year we've been doing it, or has it been longer, Chief?
We've been doing it for probably about 3 years now.
Yeah, that's what I thought, so. Excellent, great community partner Access, so we appreciate that. Thank you so much for your work, of course, and Chief, as always, thank you as well.
Thank you, Council President.
All right. Any questions or comments? Any objection to unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item number 20, resolution by council members Al Sawafi and Enos concurring in the appointment of Ahmed Al Hassan to the Warren Business District Authority with a term ending June 30th, 2026, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. And again, we'd just like to welcome these next few appointments and thank all the residents that are volunteering their time to help the city go in the right direction. These are very important appointments, and your feedback does matter, so we do appreciate it. This new appointment is for Ahmed Al Hassan to the Warren Dearborn Business District Authority for a term of 3 years ending June 30th, 2026. Any questions or comments? Okay. Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 21, resolution by council members Paris and Abraham concurring in the appointment of Rana Saad to the East Dearborn Downtown Development Authority with a term ending June 30th, 2027, and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. And this is a new appointment for Ron Assad for East Downtown Dearborn Authority. And again, this is a 4-year term that will end in June 30th, 2027. We'd like to thank her for her service. Any questions or comments? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 22, resolution by council members Abraham and Hamud concurring in the appointment of Miriam Jalul to the East Dearborn Downtown Development Authority with a term ending June 30th, 2026, and requesting immediate effect.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Again, we'd like to thank Mrs. Miriam Jalul for sitting on the East Downtown Dearborn Development Authority. The term is for 4 years to June 30th, 2026. Any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item 23, resolution by council members El Sawafi and Enos concurring in the appointment of Miriam Jalul to the West Dearborn Downtown Development Authority with a term ending June 30th, 2026, and requesting immediate effect.
Yes, we'd like to thank her as well for this West and East. This is actually a good idea, so we don't get 2 different programs. They have one on each side. So same person on both sides, which is excellent. This is another 4-year term ending June 30th, 2026. And we'd like to thank her for her service. Any objection, unanimous roll? Unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
We have 2 walk-on items. The first item is item number 24, resolution by Council President Serini and Council Member Hamud, supported unanimously, offering condolences to the family of Haj Ibrahim Beydoun and requesting immediate effect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. We are deeply saddened by the passing of Haj Ibrahim Jus Beydoun at the age of 60 years old from a heart attack. He leaves behind his wife Huda, his 5 sons, Jihad, Mahdi, Hadi, Jalal, and Hilal. For over 25 years, Haj Jus dedicated his life to the Dearborn Public Schools, mentoring and shaping the lives of countless students. Detroit Free Press sports author Mick McCabe wrote, Beydoun was a basketball lifer who starred at Dearborn Fortson before going to play collegiately at the University of Michigan Dearborn, where he was eventually inducted into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame in 2020. According to the University of Michigan Dearborn, Beydoun was the starting point guard from 1983 to 1987 and become the school's all-time leading scorer in his junior season after averaging 21.7 points a game, 5.9 assists, and 3.5 steals as his senior season. Jus went on to achieve his master's degree at the University of Detroit Mercy In 1990, he then began his career with the Dearborn Public Schools as a counselor at Etzelfort High School. A few years later, he began coaching basketball, where he remained a staple, always wearing a suit on the sideline until 2023, showing great coaching skills and was known to let the referees know when he did not agree with them at all. Juice was a very quiet and reserved individual off the court. Few were aware of his generosity. The coach started a scholarship fund, Ibrahim Beydoun Scholarship Fund, and used every dollar of his proceeds of his coaching income to give up to $1,000 to each one of his players that were going to college and had a GPA over 3.0. And he did this for his entire 26 years of career. Juice was a member of the Dearborn Parks and Recreation Hall of Fame, Hype Athletics Hall of Fame as well. Beydoun's achievements on the court were matched by his unwavering commitment to youth development. He served at the Islamic Center of America as a Sunday school principal for decades. He coached numerous youth organizational sports, including the Dearborn Lions youth football. His impact extended far beyond sports, as he was known for his passion, kindness, and his ability to inspire. He served as a mentor, a role model, and a pillar to our community. His friends, family, and former students remember him as a man who dedicated his life to others, always leading with his heart and integrity. Beydoun's legacy of service, compassion, and resilience continues to guide and inspire many today. His passing leaves a deep void on those who had the privilege of knowing him. We honor the memory of Haj Ibrahim Juice Beydoun for his remarkable contributions and extend our condolences to his family and friends and to all who were touched by his life. Councilman Hammoud?
I think for me, I've known Haj Ibrahim Beydoun since I was a kid, actually, like, I'm talking like 7, 8. He was my first basketball coach, and I remember he also helped run the Saturday and Sunday schools that I attended as a kid, so he was also one of the first people who taught me religion as well. So, and this man was so kind. I mean, even over the past weekend, I've had the opportunity to talk to so many people who did know him, and people who even left town reached out to me on social media, like, expressing their condolences. I know his son Jihad very well as well. He's my brother's age, and we went to high school together, and we've known each other since we were kids too. So, I mean, it's hard to kind of overstate what a genuinely nice man he was, and even though he would push you on the court, and I'm sure his basketball players all knew that, but in terms of what was in his heart, he was always looking out for community service, and he was always looking to make his community a better place. So Allah yarhamu, and inshallah his family be samu. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And a unanimous roll shall be attached. Next item.
Item number 25, resolution by Council Member Paris, supported unanimously, offering condolences to the family of Michael S. Morier and requesting immediate effect.
Thank you. With solemn hearts, we're deeply saddened by the passing of Michael S. Moyer, a lifelong resident of Dearborn. He was born on November 2nd, 1968, and sadly passed away February 16th, 2025, at the age of 56, just this past week. He left a deep void in the hearts of the family, friends, and Dearborn community he cherished so dearly. He was a devoted husband to Heather Moyer, a loving father to Sarah and Caden, and cherished brother to Matthew Moyer. He was also a proud uncle, dedicated family man, loyal friend to many. He was preceded in his death by his parents, Frank and Mary Moyer. Mike Moyer joined the police department in 1984 as a civilian and served as a department mechanic for several years before becoming a Dearborn police officer on August 22nd, 1995. During his years as an officer, he worked on the road patrol as a patrol officer, also served as a member of the narcotics unit. He also spent a portion of his career as a detective who specialized in auto theft. After 25 years as a police officer and 36 years serving the police department, Mike retired on August 23rd, 2020. And here we are 5 years later, and he's gone. Michael Moyer dedicated his life to protecting and serving his community with honor and integrity. He donated a considerable amount of time to the Dearborn Police Charities Group. He was the prior president, now it's ruled by committee, but he ran these very successful charity events like Shop with a Cop that we all know about, and there's a number of other fundraisers. And then in conjunction with a lot of other charities and organizations, social organizations within the city. His unwavering commitment, bravery, and kindness touched countless lives, leaving a lasting impact on those that he served and worked with. Our thoughts and prayers are with Michael's family. May his memories be held dear along with the moments of quiet reflection. Though his presence and compassion will be deeply missed, his spirit will continue to live on through countless acts of kindness and charity that he inspired. May his soul rest in eternal peace. We offer to all our heartfelt sympathy and sincere condolences. Just a couple added things. I had the honor, too, of working with his father. That was a career-long Dearborn police officer, and just passed just a few short years ago. Had the opportunity also to work Mike for the last 7 years of my career with the police department. Knew Mike and his brother Matt, and of course his mother and father for many, many years. Lived in the Snow Woods area, growing up. And I can remember those times too. We used to pick up our paychecks from the police department on Thursdays. Those things that they used to issue us that we would take to the bank and not doing it electronically. But, just having that opportunity to see them growing up and raiding the cabinet for candy bars, coming in on a Thursday for the paycheck and seeing them grow up and the people that they developed into. It made a lasting impact to a lot of people, and it most certainly did to me too. And just bless him and his family and his young child also. Thank you.
Of course, thank you very much, Councilman. Any natural shall be attached. Next item.
Nothing further on tonight's agenda, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. All right, before I open up to my council members, a good note from a resident sent in asking us to recognize a spotlight of a local business, the Fairlane Car Wash, which was formerly the Glow on Outer Drive at Michigan Avenue. They wanted to extend and make sure that we knew how well of a job they did on Outer Drive at Michigan Avenue, went above and beyond, and were very, very thoughtful to this resident. They wanted to make sure that we knew and recognized that. So we wanted to always highlight anything that a resident would send in regarding a local business that's doing what business does, right? Great, yeah, there you go. Thank you. A couple other things before I turn it over to my colleagues. I just want to wish everybody a very happy upcoming Ramadan who are observing or celebrating that joyous month. It is always a great time. It's 30 days of fasting, similar to other religions. In the Islamic faith, it's from sun up to sundown, no water, no food. We're lucky this year it's a little shorter time frame until it changes there at the last week or two as it moves in the lunar calendar. So I'd just like to welcome everybody, thank everybody, and recognize Ramadan Mubarak, and I wish you all that are going to be observing a great and holy month, a good time to reflect, and as always be thankful of what you do have. On that note, I did want to have the Chief Shaheen, if you can. Just, I wanted to highlight, I know this was in the news, and I know there's some things you can't talk about, but again, Mayor, I like to thank for his diligence and continue to come to the council for funding regarding these cameras called flock cameras, which I mentioned several times. I had every council member ride along and understand what these cameras do and why they're so important. And just to highlight a little bit regarding the recent news of the road rage, I know there's some things you can't speak of, but my youngest is 18. I mean, I always tell everybody, you get cut off, just let it go. It ain't worth it. So, Chief, if there's anything that you could shed light on, I mean, I think it's very tragic for any parent, sister, brother, uncle to see a 19-year-old pass in this fashion over a road rage incident on the border of our city, a Dearborn Heights resident. But I thought it was important for us to highlight in every situation where there's some positive aspects of what we could do in the police light to protect our citizens from these types of things. Chief?
Issa Sheen, Police Chief. So, yeah, it's an extremely tragic incident, Council President, and you are correct. There's limited information that I can share with the public at this time, as it's still an active investigation.
Right.
You alluded to the fact about chasing or following a vehicle that cuts you off. I would never advocate. It can be dangerous, obviously. That led to a shooting event where, like you said, a 19-year-old tragically lost her life. As it relates to the investigation, once again, I can't overstate the value of the flock cameras. It's played a pivotal role in the investigation. It allows us to locate vehicles we otherwise would not have any information on. And so it's helped us solve everything from murders to reckless driving and everything in between. That's literally, in my career, it's the most transformative piece of technology that I've seen in my entire career.
Absolutely. And Chief, when I first took off, not first took office, but took this term as the president, and when I rode along, I had asked a couple officers, how are you getting this data? And they'd say, we would have to contact Kent Police Department. And I said, that's ridiculous. And I know that, correct? And
Yeah, I mean, Council President, within literally less than a minute, officers are able to search and scour all of the flock cameras that we have to locate a suspect vehicle. And as you know, these younger officers are far more adept at handling technology than I might be, and I'm always impressed by it. But I do give a lot of credit to the mayor and to our council for making those investments and seeing the value in it.
Absolutely, Chief. And there's no secret that there's been many people in the past that were against these cameras and came here and fought the council on them. And, you know, I don't want to divulge the number, but we're into the 100 of cameras now compared to when we started. I've always said this. One thing I can tell you about me is very consistent, is that I am a big believer in our job is the safety and security of our residents. And for me, I don't see any reason why. That's why I highlighted our drone program, which is leading the whole state. We have state policemen being trained, you know, in our department on how to use drones and save lives with them from the heat-seeking aspect. But, you know, there's nothing more important than safety and security. And to make sure that our police department is fully not only staffed, but also has the right equipment, the best equipment. And I'll tell you, our members drove in those police cars and seeing what those cameras do and why they're so invaluable. And like I've said many, many times, we have to have the best technology too. And it's definitely making a difference. So there is some positive stuff that's come about that, and I know it's under investigation, but for residents out there, your children out there, young families out there, or you have a bad day at work, it's not worth it. I mean, I can't say it anymore. When I got the call about the situation, I mean, it's, you know, you can't fix it. You can't take it back. And all I ask is to, you know, just be aware of that. I think once you bring that to the forefront, it does help bring that to the mindset of the individual. And I appreciate all you do, Chief, and I thank you for letting us, you know, giving us the update on that as well.
Yeah, thank you. I can assure you that the men and women of our department are going to continue to work around the clock to make sure to bring justice for that family.
I have full confidence in that, Chief. Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
All right, any from the council, anything from the council? All right, anything from the mayor and administration? Okay, Mr. Clerk, anything from your department?
I'm all set, thank you.
Excellent. Sure, we got no election, nothing?
Well, we've got an election
Next,
this year.
okay, all right.
We'll talk about that next time.
All right. All right, so now we'll go to our, Mr. Kennedy, you have something?
Yes, sir. If I could,
He has a public comment?
yes. Michael
Okay,
Kennedy.
so let me just open it.
I
Absolutely, no,
don't care
absolutely.
what you call it.
So at this time, we are opening our second public comment. Just a kind reminder, anyone would like to address the council, we do have some cards. I don't see your card. Are you trying to take cuts or what?
No, there's also the option you can come up and state your name without filling out a card.
That's true.
You've done this, you've been here.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Director Kennedy. Go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you, Michael Kennedy, Finance Director. 2 quick items. I just wanted to have a customer satisfaction survey and know if the chairs are doing well tonight.
Well, I've had just a couple complaints saying that they're a little stiff, but I said they're brand new.
Okay.
Councilman Abraham, you say what you wanted to say. I'm not gonna say it. You say it. Put the micro on.
You get a new chair every 25 years, whether you need it or not.
I forced it on him.
It's like a gold
chair.
watch, right? And then
I wouldn't know.
real quickly, real quickly, the second item, I just wanted to
wish the infamous purchasing manager, Mark Rozuski, a happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, Mark, all right. I don't know how we missed it. You're always in the council office. How come we didn't have that on the agenda? Mark, great job. Absolutely, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Buy yourself something. There you go. All right, thank you, Director Kennedy. I am going to move to a couple comment cards. We have, okay, this one, Jackie, can you look at this? This is just, I think, does not want to speak, right? This is just going to be scanned in. There's no name, nothing. I'll go to the next one, and then we'll come back.
She does want to speak.
Okay, get the name for me so we can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to come back, just come up here and fill out your name, yeah. Okay, well, come on up, yeah, it's okay. That's okay, yeah, you can say your name on the record. And we'll just do it, because we have one other card.
They're actually right back there on
Yep.
that blue table.
Yeah, there should be in either corner of the cards. Okay, ma'am. So if you like, just, yep, thank you. Thank you, clerk. Either one, whatever you feel comfortable, just state your name and address for the record, and a kind reminder, you have a 3-minute time.
Okay, great. My name is Maria Matta. I go by Mara. I unfortunately live in Royal Oak right now, but I was born and raised in Dearborn and want to move back. So I'm here today because the 10-year cap on what they can raise our water rates by has expired. So the Great Lakes Water Authority, or GLEWA for short, is considering raising our rates by a historic 7.73% and over 5% for sewage. There is a meeting tomorrow from 2 to 6 at 735 Randolph in Detroit on the 5th floor. I would really like for you all to come out and speak in opposition to this. I wasn't just born and raised in Dearborn. I have canvassed a lot of Dearborn for proposals and candidates. I've spoken to my neighbors. I've learned about their lives, and they can't afford this. This will lead to massive water shutoffs, and I know, Mayor Hammoud, you have a public health background, so you can appreciate what a public health crisis that would be for the city. You can also attend via Zoom, and if Zoom or in person doesn't work out, you can email a public comment as well in opposition. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for that information. We do appreciate it. And we're well aware of that scenario. I know we were briefed by our corporation counsel, and we have a lot of experience dealing with them charging us for leakage and so on. So it's a difficult situation, and the water is a very important thing. So if you do have time, go ahead and come up.
Just very quickly, I know there's aging infrastructure, and I know that'll take money, but they've been repeatedly raising our rates, and the money isn't really accountable for how it's being spent on where the infrastructure is going. So I just wanted to make that note, that I do understand that.
Okay.
Just one thing.
Councilman Hammoud?
Yeah, so just so you know, or for anybody at home or anybody out here, we do cover this type of topic as part of our budget hearings every year. So they actually have been raising our rates every year we've been here. So, and actually 1 year, because of the way that Council President Serini had us recalculate the way that we bill the water, so what ends up happening is GLEWA charges the city a rate, and then we can collect from the people, but we can kind of change how that formula is. So we actually changed it more based on usage, which shifted a lot of the burden off of individual households and toward larger consumers of water like businesses. So that's a whole nother thing. But we actually have been able to so far lessen the impact on individual residents, which this council's prioritized as much as possible. But kind of, as you said, you know, as the rates keep going up, we have a hard time being able to absorb that or redistribute it. So I think the details of that conversation, though, if you're interested, are going to really take place during budget, which kicks off in like a month or something, right?
Right. Absolutely. We'll be putting that calendar out on social media. Thank you, Councilman. Next, we have Ahmed Al-Hassan. All right, excellent.
Mr. Nice Price.
Is that the place? Good. Just your name and address for the record.
Sure. Good evening. Ahmed Al-Hassan. I'm resident of Sterling Heights, but co-owner of Nice Price on 10540 West Warren. Just wanted to take a minute and thank you guys for the new appointment. Looking forward to serving in any way I can to help the city. I just wanted to recognize the hard work the mayor and his staff are doing. We have locations in 3 other cities, and I work closely with other business improvement districts and DDA, and I can share that a lot of other cities are looking to Dearborn to be their benchmark. So just want to say thank you for the work. and
Absolutely,
looking
absolutely.
forward.
No, we do appreciate it. I know it's a passion. I grew up over there, and I know I've talked to the mayor many times about my involvement on Warren Avenue. But it must be said, you know, you could dream, there's people that dream, I'm sure you know that in business, and there's people that produce. And I'll tell you, the mayor went out and got $25 million, which even the governor touted on her social media. I remember you called me when you were with the director, Buttigieg, and the same amount that the city of Detroit got when we're much smaller. So we're very proud of that, but it's also the implementation. We are very active on working with the Warren Avenue business. I grew up there. It's the heartbeat, in my opinion, and I think it's gonna be wonderful. And I think they're gonna be very, very, I know there's a lot of people scared, right, Mayor, about how many lanes of traffic they're coming
Ahmed was
after
at
them.
that meeting. That's how we pulled him onto the board.
Is that how? There's
It was
not gonna be one lane, so we'll get that out the way.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, and also, if you have never visited Nice Price, I tried
store.
going on Saturday. I want to say that it's the old Pine Tree Bowling Corner.
Yes?
I tried going on a Saturday, and I walked in, and I fortunately and unfortunately, I brought my 2 young girls with me, and the line was wrapped around every aisleway, and so.
There you go.
But if you need the Ramadan decorations for this season, Nice Price is the place to go and get them. They have everything you can imagine.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and thank you for your ability to serve, your willingness to serve. All right, thank you very much. All right, anyone else here to address the council regarding city business? Mr. Tate? Okay, we'll get that, yeah.
Council President, members of council, Jack Tate, curator, Dearborn Historical Museum. I just got a couple of real quickies. Number one, our lecture in March on the 5th on the Ford, Wyoming drive-in, which could be a nostalgia for a lot of people. We used to have several drive-ins here. We got one left. And the lecture should be very interesting because you go back 50 years ago or so, or maybe a little longer, and there was some controversy over that drive-in, and you can come to the lecture and find out about it. The other one is our school program starts the middle of March, and I don't know if you guys can come and help us because it starts at 9:30 in the morning till noon, but if you can find somebody to help volunteer for us, we could always use them. Thank you.
Jack, thank you so much. It's great to see you up and going strong all over again. You look better than you've been in a long, long time.
Yeah, the
You look
temperature's
great.
caught up again.
Good.
Great to see you, Jack. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jack. All right, we have Dennis Pawlowski. Close enough. Well, we'll let you, when you stated here, I apologize, sir.
What do you need, the name and address?
Name and address, sir.
Dennis Plusinski,
Puluzinski, got it.
243377 Lehigh Street. It's in Dearborn Heights, but
Okay.
you allow that?
Yeah, we do.
And we're kind of joined
Some
at the
people
hip.
don't, yeah, but we do.
Okay, good to hear. My take is on urban planning, and I get some information certainly from the news and all that, but I kind of want an update straight from you guys, because you guys would be the front line on this. The first one would be Village Plaza. I know they have the asbestos situation, they're taking it out. I don't know if the building then is gonna get demolished or torn down.
Yes,
Part of this comes up with the Nextdoor app. You're probably familiar with that app. It gives you a lot of the local things, and
Yep.
some people have brought that up, and I've read the comments, but I haven't heard anything recently.
So I'll give you the short, and then if the mayor wants to add to it, it is scheduled for demolition, and that has been agreed upon, correct, Mayor?
Yeah, we went to court with Village Plaza, and it's about abating the parcel, and the city ended up winning, and they're currently abating all the asbestos. Following the abatement, they will be going to proceed with demolition.
That might happen this year then?
That will
later?
happen by this summer.
By December?
By this summer.
The summer.
By this summer, okay, terrific, okay. The next one I had was the Region Court that was
Right.
just demolished.
Right.
And that's a huge opportunity, like in Midtown Dearborn, to put a signature, something or another up there. And they said they were gonna talk about the plans, it hadn't been finalized. I'm wondering, does anybody know?
Yes. We
Really?
approved the portion of the, putting in the sewers that are required for it. It was purchased by a gentleman years ago that's doing development, and the mayor, you want to speak just high level on that?
Yeah, it's a 60-acre parcel overall. I think what you're gonna see is a 30-acre commercial development and a 30-acre residential development. I don't really have the specifics about who the tenants are, who's moving in, number of units. That's the process that they're currently going through right now.
Is there any plans to review, or have they submitted anything, or?
No, they're still on intake with the water main and sanitary.
Correct. Right now, they're at a different government level to review some of the water and sewer lines that have to go in.
Yeah, I saw some heavy artillery out there this
Yeah.
afternoon moving some dirt around, so I figured they were moving forward. Okay,
Yes,
the
sir.
third one was, I grew up in this area. I went to St. Martha grade school, Catholic school, and then St. Martha the church. Of course, that's part of Corwell now. But I know last year there was talk on developing the property that used to be right across there. It was Howe Elementary School.
Yes.
And I know some people commented about what they were gonna put there. There's a lot of NIMBYs out there that
Yeah,
were
that has been approved by the council. That's a housing development and a retail development.
Can we look at plans for that? Has that been?
I would have to check with the mayor. I mean, it's public information. People did apply, but
Because I know
it
the
has to
guy
go through.
that owned the place was talking to he had an open forum at one of these meetings, and I
Well,
think
yeah,
he
we had
said,
several-
hey, let's hear what the residents want, or the people that live in the area.
Yeah, we
He
did.
was- Okay.
Our residents did come here and speak, and they
Okay.
did. The people that lived there were heard, and everybody was heard, and we did adjudicate that and went through. So it's all been approved, and now it's just in the funding and aspect stage.
Okay, but any plans? Can we look at them, or do we
you know,
know what's
the-
going
it's a-
up there?
I mean, I don't know,
You'd have
Mr.
to
Romer,
submit You'd have to submit the request like everybody else.
yeah, you'd have to submit a request
Okay.
for them.
I'll talk after the meeting so I can find the contact person, so I can, because I'm curious.
You want to review the plan?
Yeah, I'd love
Oh,
to.
absolutely. Okay, what else?
And the last one, this is like the quietest project in Dearborn that's going on, and maybe I missed it, but the Ford Research and Engineering Building. What's going on with there? I mean, a huge project certainly for Dearborn. I don't know when
Yeah,
the grand opening is, or what's
Well, I'm gonna
happening
let
there.
yeah, I don't think it was a secret. It's been planned for years. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
was been
has.
planned for at least 8 to 10 years. But Mayor, would you like to speak regarding this as well?
Yes, I'm assuming you're speaking to what's called the Ford Hub, and so the whole Hub campus and the R&E campus over on Oakwood Boulevard. It's a 2 million square foot facility. I think they have some employees who have begun to move in, with a lot more by the end of this year. I don't have any details about when the grand opening is, but it's an innovative building, it's a beautiful building, and it's gonna really help our downtown.
I drive by there and I see the construction, I think that's great, but it's been quiet. You guys are more on the front line of hearing what's happening, but
Yeah.
just for the residents of the city of Dearborn to say, hey, this is a huge thing for the city, and people get into that urban planning.
Yes, I think Ford is just waiting for the right time to announce the completion of the project. I think you have Oakwood Boulevard under construction.
Right.
And so,
Will it be this year then?
Oakwood Boulevard is currently under, I don't know when the formal grand opening is. I don't have that
Okay.
for you.
All right. That's it
All right,
for-
thank you so much.
All
Maybe
right,
you should
thank
move back.
Pardon me?
You should move back here to Dearborn.
I only live on Lehigh Street, not too far away.
You're not that far.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, good luck
Which
in your
media
city.
agency did you say you're with?
All right. All right, next we have Mr. Duggan.
Yes, my name's Dennis too. When I heard Dennis, I said, okay, that's my signal.
All right.
Okay, Dennis Duggan, Morley, 21800 Morley Avenue. You know, I'm an old timer, and what I'd like to just say to this and to wherever the camera is, to the whole city, we got to remember our young people in the face of all of the struggles and the confusion of the world that we're in. So if anything that we can, our institutions, like you guys are not trusted, we're not trusted as institutions. We got to get that back, and we got to get some support and encouragement for our young people. This hurts my heart, but in the elections office, many high schoolers, Fordson people that I've gotten to know, and there's a couple of young people I've stayed in contact with, and right now they're not willing to even talk to me because they're hurt so badly by what's happened in Gaza. And we talk about young people who are hurt coming back with more negative reaction than growth. So while we can talk about all the things that are normal to us, I just say, let's remember our world and the peace that we have. And how do I connect that as city business? City business, we are leaders, and therefore we have to bring back that sense of integrity to the young people and give them hope. And I'm hurt as an old man now for the world that is not the world that I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And how do I even continue to hope? Access came to our building, and they gave out a little thing that says, don't promote hate or get rid of hate. You know what? I can't wear that badge right now because it's not honest to the inside of me, because I'm not hating, but I'm tempted to. And we got to keep these world events and the need for peace before us. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. Duggan, thank you for your comments and all your volunteering and efforts. I see it during election time. It's great to have you, and I appreciate it. Only thing I can say to you is what I tell my kids and how I live my life as well. There's a lot of misinformation out there and bad information, and all you can do is continue to speak the truth, act the right way. There's a reason why we posted all of these pictures of all the council members that had came before us, so you can understand your obligation, your duty. And then it's up to that person to take it and run with it or squander it, and it will show. One thing I do know from my upbringing and my family is everything comes to the surface. When all the stuff goes away, the ones that are speaking the truth or doing the right things, it shows. You don't have to have a script on that. So just continue doing what you're doing. We really appreciate it, and always like to see you volunteering and being out there. It's great to see you. Thank you. Any other person here to speak to the council regarding city business? All right, then I will entertain to close a public comment and entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn by Councilman El Salafi. We are adjourned.